And here we are. Merry Christmas, everyone. It is that time of year where everybody gets all festive, and I'm no different. So welcome in. Smash the like button, retweet it. I'd greatly appreciate it. Do you love the crackling, roaring fire behind? For those of you that haven't seen it before, I hope you do. This is a show and the backdrop I always use for my Christmas shows. So welcome in, everyone. It is the 21st of December, 2023. As always, strong Bitcoin hand. As always, run BTC is the name of the game. If you're new to all of this, I'm Brian, the UKBitcoinMaster. This is your alternative to the BBC, where you won't get the truth. The Bullish Bitcoin channel, where you will get the truth. And, yep, Hackney Bitcoiner, I am wearing the regalia. You got to do what you got to do for the Christmas show. Okay, without further ado, disclaimer, if you're new, no financial advice here. Don't come looking for it. You're not going to get it. Secondly, if you want to know how you can learn all about Bitcoin, there are two great sites. They are mine. The one on the left is going to give you over 600 videos. The one on the right, 80 live interviews with some of the greatest minds in Bitcoin. And then lastly, on this page, not your keys, not your coins. You got to learn this. If your Bitcoin is on an exchange, if your Bitcoin is on a wallet on a phone or a computer that is what we call a hot wallet, a custodial wallet, they own your Bitcoin, not you. Get a hardware device. I'm probably going to try out a Blockstream Jade pretty soon. That would be my go-to, excuse me, at the moment. Obviously, I love Trezor, but there's a few things I'm not happy with Trezor. So, again, get your keys off exchanges, people. Otherwise, they own them, not you. Check out my social media links. There they are there. That link is in the show notes right now, along with all sorts of links. Orange Pill app, the holidays app that I'm going to refer to halfway through the show. So do go in and check the show notes. Ooh, I'm all over the place here. Next one, Orange Pill app. I'm going to give it a shout out again because it's a great app for connecting with other Bitcoiners. So you get rid of the crap coiners because there's a subscription to be able to use Orange Pill, which I love. So scammers don't want to pay money to use an app to scam people. I've connected with Bitcoiners all over the world. If you want to get 10,000 sats for free, sign up using the link in the show notes right now. Once you take out a subscription, even a 1-month trial to see what you think of it, you're going to get 10,000 sats. So why wouldn't you? Okay, so back to me for a minute. Let's see who we have in the house. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickle here. Give you guys a little bit of a shout out. I saw Michael Lilienfeld a bit later, Adam Meister as well. Joe Mellon's in the house. Welcome to you, Joe. I don't know what before aka PK means, but welcome anyway. John G, UK, Yorkie Bitcoiner, UK, JB Bitcoiner, UK, Vinny Rondo, Staten Island, New York. We got Chaz Oid in the house. James Legaris, good to see you, sir. Hackney Bitcoiner. Hello to India. Good to have India in the house. Jim Andrews, G Squared is with us. Mr. 60, good to see you from Reading. Back for more. Hey, my hometown, Reading. I'm not there now, but my hometown was Reading. There you go, Mr. 60. I wonder where you are. Baz Dobnik is in the house. Good to see you. Barefoot Barry, New Zealand, has joined us. Who else have we got? Stephen Burns, MW. From the Spanish Islands, we got Paul in the house. Welcome, everyone. Happy Christmas. You can see the Christmas regalia. Love it. That's what this show is about. So, no, actually, the show is about Bitcoin. So, I better get on with the show. Otherwise, I'll just waffle about Christmas. Okay. So, if you saw the thumbnail, it said, in fact, actually, we got Bitcoin at just under 44K. So, we are grinding upwards, people. So, if you're waiting for a dump downwards, I don't think you're going to see it. You may get 1,000 down or 1,800 down, and then it bounces back up again. But right now, you're going to get 2,296 sats for $1. Now, here's the thing. When one of those or all of those ETFs get approved, you may end up getting 1,500 sats for your dollar, 2,000 sats for your dollar. Now, you still get the sats, but you got to pay more dollar for sat, if that make sense. So a good idea to load up now before those ETFs get approved. But the thumbnail was referring to the fact that I believe, and everything is no financial advice, it's just what I think. I think that in 2024, it is going to be Bitcoin's year. I think that 2024 will be written in the history books as when mainstream came to Bitcoin. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But with that in mind, let's have a look at some of the information that we're going to go through this evening. Now, again, because I only go live Mondays and Thursdays, some of this, some of you that are all over Twitter and YouTube would have maybe seen before. I can't help that. I've got to cover what is relevant to me when my show hits. So that's what we're going to do. So if you're not aware of it, let me get back to the desktop. Bitwise came out with the first Bitcoin advert. Okay, and this is how it's going to play out, and the FOMO's going to kick in, and other companies are going to follow suit. There's another company that's already produced a mainstream advert now, although it's not a video, it is just an advert. But I'd never heard of this Jonathan Goldsmith before, but apparently, as it says here, he's an actor renowned for his role as the most interesting man interesting man in the world, in the Dos Equis beer advertising, sorry if I've butchered that, Do Eque, I'm not sure, beer advertising campaigns. In the ad, he intriguingly states, you know what's interesting these days? Bitcoin. And drawing a parallel between his iconic character and the intriguing nature of Bitcoin. So let's have a listen to this video for those that haven't seen it.
You know what's interesting these days? Bitcoin.
Yes!
Look for Bitwise, my friends.
Look, if you don't get what that means, you're going to miss out on something pretty damn remarkable over the next couple of years. That means every company and their dog now that have got an ETF approval, an ETF application, they're going to be getting their adverts out there ready. And it says, search Bitwise. And Bitwise have been the first to get their mainstream advert out there, if you will, using this guy, Jonathan, that I'd never heard of until I was researching for the show. So it's out there. You're now going to get the chess moves going on, the chessboard, what do they call it, game theory. That's going to start happening. And you're going to see so much of this as these companies are vying for the business of all these people that want to get access to an ETF. So Howard Williams, welcome. Stacking Richie, good to see you in the house. So what else have we got? Back to the desktop. Well, you've got BlackRock's BlackRock Bitcoin ETF plan encourages banks to invest in Bitcoin. There you go. There's another domino. If you don't see how these dominoes are going to fall, you really are going to miss out on something. When you feel it here, you know that you've got to get in and you've got to front run them. And everything we look at these days on mainstream media, on, Bitcoin, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is all these big names like Larry Fink and, Bitwise, all marketing and advertising for Bitcoin. You've also got this company called 7RCC. Never heard of them. But again, they've now applied for a Bitcoin ETF. So, well, I don't know what else I can say. I don't really need to do this show. If you're doing your own research, you will know that this thing is coming. If that isn't enough, you've now got this guy, Ryan Lee. He's the chief analyst at BitGet. He says that Bitcoin is going to trade in around 120K in 2024. My question to him is, Ryan, why so bearish? Point is, instead of looking at 43,565 at the moment, we're talking about 2024 being a matter of 10 days away. 11 days maybe, whatever it is. That's 2024. So pretty soon we could see a Bitcoin at 120,000. And yet this advert talks of the Bitcoin ETF in 3 weeks, but BTC traders are not acting like it's happening. If you go and read the article from Cointelegraph, it talks about these traders are still trading, not understanding that they could get absolutely wrecked if this ETF all of a sudden kicks in, and yet they're trading like the damn thing isn't happening. So it's such a big deal. I don't understand, but I guess traders will trade and traders will get wrecked, and they can carry on trading all they like and get wrecked all they like. It doesn't interest me. I've got my popcorn. I am literally watching the world go by, going live a couple of times a week to my great followers, and just enjoying the ride and going to watch what happens to Bitcoin over the next year, 18 months, or indeed 2 years. You've got Valkyrie, CIO, Chief Investment Officer. He is Valkyrie CIO, Steve McClurg, on the spot Bitcoin ETF. He said, "We know for a fact that insurance companies and pension funds are looking at Bitcoin as an investment." Now, this is really important because we have recently heard how they reckon a wall of money, a 30 trillion investment advisory amount, or investments for financial advisors that go out and invest clients in the US, about 150 million worldwide, or is it billion? Whichever one it is, you'll know what it is if you're doing the research. If you take, trillion is trillion. So if you take 30 trillion, they're not saying that 30 trillion is going to come into the market. What they're saying is there's 30 trillion with these advisors, these wealth advisors. And just think what might happen if 10% came in, that's 3 trillion. If 5%, it's, I think, 1.5 trillion. But imagine if 1.5 trillion comes into Bitcoin when we're currently an 800 billion market cap. That on its own will double the price of Bitcoin. Now, that doesn't account for the rest of the world. That doesn't account for the equities, all the fund managers, everything that's out there, all the ETF people that are just waiting on the sidelines. And for me, it just completely smashes my head to smithereens at what is coming. So if you're not deep down that rabbit hole and you're new and you're just finding this channel, for goodness sake, get down the rabbit hole really, really quickly. And then this one from Grayscale CEO. His name's just gone. Michael Sonnenschein, I think the name is. He was recently interviewed on Legacy Media, and he's talking about the spot Bitcoin ETF prospects in the US. And there's this potential 30 trillion market for such a product. So let's have a listen to what he had to say rather than me spill it out.
Well, Joe, I'm not one to make price predictions, but I do think there is a lot of optimism again in the market. I think a lot of investors are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. And when we look ahead to the hopeful approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to a part of the investment community that, for better or worse, but I would say for worse, has unfortunately been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure in their portfolios. So we're really talking about the advised market here in the US, which is today about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth that we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the uplisting of GBTC, will allow for that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well.
So there you go. From the horse's mouth, people. This thing is coming. Everything I read, everything I watch in terms of people that I respect, their opinions, their research, etc., is pointing to the fact that this thing is almost here. Maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I don't know. But it's right upon us. And the market has to move. Now, there could be a load of people coming up with crazy price predictions that might not happen, but the market has to move in an upward direction for sure. So, my lord, MS BitEth, Mike, good to see you in the house, dude, as always. So, very quick interlude, if I may, because you know me, I like to give my new show sponsor a shout out. We all like holidays. If you like holidays in the UK, you do need to check out the Best of Exmoor. This is a holiday internet company that looks after 200 properties for clients all across the southwest of the UK on a beautiful national park called Exmoor. And I've just partnered with these guys because the guy that runs it, Chris, is a Bitcoiner. He's been down the rabbit hole as long as I have, and I said that I would give him a helping hand to promote his holidays, because you can pay in Bitcoin or in currency. You can see they've got everything from country cottages, right by the sea cottages, animal friendly cottages. My wife and I have just booked to go to this sea view cottage that you see here, right on the ocean. Looking forward to that immensely. So if you want to check it out, there's the QR code where it will take you straight to the website. As I've said, you can pay in currency or in Bitcoin, and you can use the code UKBM30 to get yourself a discount. So at the very, very least, I would, encourage you to go and check out the Best of Exmoor, and you might fancy a holiday with your family. I believe when you look at the reviews, they are all 10 or just below 10, which is really impressive. And they've just got so many holiday cottages. I think one of them actually sleeps 21, if I'm not mistaken. Chris, you'll probably put me right on that in an email. But do check this out, people. The Best of Exmoor. The link is in the show notes, or you can scan that QR code. Okay, so we need to get back to the show. As always, I look for a few decent tweets, and these days some LinkedIn messages. I'm really pushing my LinkedIn profile forward with Bitcoin again. I found this one from Natalie Brunel, and the promise of Bitcoin, said Tucker Carlson. Now, if you're not aware of who this guy is, go and have a look at his following. Since he got kicked out, or he left Fox, whichever it was, he started his own show on Twitter, and I think I'm right in saying maybe millions of followers. I can't quite remember, but he's huge. And he is saying the promise of Bitcoin is not just getting rich from Bitcoin, although that's coming. The promise of Bitcoin is your independent of control by the people who devalue currencies since Rome. Tucker Carlson. That's profound. These big names are making their voices heard out there, along with these ETFs, along with everything that's starting to happen. You cannot not see a price increase upwards quite dramatically if you're in this for number go up. I'm in this for number go up. Any human being that says they're not is lying. But I'm also in it to help make the world a better place for my kids and grandkids and their descendants when I'm no longer here, and to free them up from the potential tyranny that is coming to the world right now. You've got this one from Bitcoin Magazine. New. Real estate investors, our property in the UK, are flocking to Bitcoin in record numbers, according to a Swiss exchange. I don't know how you say that. Sorry for butchering it. A Switzerland-based Bitcoin exchange has disclosed to Bitcoin Magazine that a staggering 75% of its over-the-counter or OTC revenue in the final quarter of 2023 stemmed from private clients diverting proceeds from real estate sales into Bitcoin, showcasing a seismic shift in investment strategies among investors. My Lord, go away and do your own research and see how big the real estate market is just in the US, never mind globally. And just imagine 25, 30, 50% of people that are using real estate to take care of their money, to stop their money from debasing, moving into Bitcoin. It's like flipping mind-blowing. Then we've got this one from CoinDesk, which I've just been talking about. The spot Bitcoin ETF ad wars have begun. I've just been talking about that, with Bitwise Asset Management evoking Do Equay, famous, most interesting man in the world, advertising campaigns. So it's coming. And I don't know how else to say it, that I can't sleep at night with potential excitement of what the world can look like in a year out from now. I'll probably bookmark this and come back and see what I said in 2023, December the 21st. in December 2024 and see if I was right or made a total ass of myself. I don't know. But personally, with everything that I'm paying attention to, I can't see how we will ever see a $43,000 Bitcoin again once this bull run is over. I really can't. Skepsy, I believe. Welcome from Palm Springs. Sci-Flyer67, good to see you in the house. And thanks for your comments on the BitcoinMeister show the other day. We both used the great Rocky Palumbo and claimed that dirty, filthy coin I won't mention. But Sci-Flyer67, welcome. Okay, you've got this one from Stefan Smith. He's part of the BTC advisor with Peter Dunworth. He tweeted, on LinkedIn, I should say. I can't say tweeted. He posted 6 years ago, the WEF published this article, and it's still on their website. In 2020, Bitcoin will consume more power than the world does today. That was on December the 15th, 2017. I mean, for goodness sake. What is that still doing on their website, if not just pumping negatives for Bitcoin? Take the damn thing down. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. I've got another one here from Bitcoin Magazine. Just in, Bitcoin is up 144% this year. Meanwhile, gold is up only 14%. There is no second best. Love it. And there is no second best. If you zoom out a decade, gold's at zero. Gold is flat. Nothing's happening at all. And I'll show you that in a minute. British Hodl. I've really taken to this guy in a big way because he calls it as it is. He doesn't come out with BS. If people give him BS, he just blocks them. His followers have gone through the roof on YouTube and Twitter. And I take my hat off to him. A, he's British. I know he doesn't live in the UK, but he is British. And B, everything he says just makes so much sense to me. It really does. And he said on X, I always say Twitter, but on X, if the average person knew how much capital was locked out of buying Bitcoin until a spot ETF is approved, they probably still wouldn't panic. Because us as human beings have been taught to value things that are not scarce and think scarcity is not important. It's why boomers, the non-doom and gloom type, that's me, will be the ones who end up with the most of the Bitcoin. They understand the true nature, power, and importance of scarcity. We need a re-education in the world, and Bitcoin is the first incentive domino that will hopefully usher in a time of re-education. Absolutely superb tweet, in my opinion, British Hodl. Kudos. And then this one, yet again, from Michael. Whoa, that's not working again. What's going on? Hang on. Technology has slipped me down. Here we go. This one from Michael Saylor. Again, he shows this regularly over the weeks as everything changes. And look at this. If you're in doubt of holding Bitcoin, bonds. It says that the performance since he got into Bitcoin, August 10, 2020, bonds are down 18%, silver down 14%, gold is totally flat, Nasdaq up 35%, S&P 40%, but Bitcoin 253%. And if you're a regular person just finding my channel for the first time, what that means is this. If you leave your money in the bank, if you're lucky, they'll give you 5% interest a year. If you convert it into Bitcoin and then secure it and store it securely, you're going to get whatever that annual return is that on average since inception is between 50 and 100% return. But here you go. You can see 253% here since August 2020. My point in all of this, people, is if you're looking to protect your purchasing power, buy Bitcoin. Don't keep your money in a bank. The banking system is going to die. I can see it now. Or if it's not going to die, if it doesn't adapt to hold Bitcoin because that's what its customers / clients will want, banks will die. It's as simple as that. More and more people are realizing that their money isn't safe in a bank. I've just had an email from Revolut because I'm a Revolut banker, to say that when I update my Revolut, it will ask me before I can continue with the app to give them more information about crypto and more personal information about me. That is it. I will move my money straight out of Revolut if I cannot just continue banking without answering those crypto questions. I'll move my money straight out of Revolut and it will be dumped. It's as simple as that. I am not giving them any more data than I've already given them about me over the years before I found Bitcoin. And I've spent 6.5 years doing my utmost to clean that up as best I can so that it is even more difficult for a hacker to find me. If the hacker comes looking, they can end up going to my home address, which is nearly 100 miles from where I'm actually based. So I'm taking every precaution I can to protect myself and my family for what is coming our way and then what might come our way when the number go up technology makes us multi-millionaires, because that's going to happen without a doubt. If you're a regular user of this channel, you know that we've got substantial Bitcoin. I'm not going to say how much, but it's substantial. I bought many in 2017 at 2k a coin, many in 2018, and we've been holding solidly and DCAing ever since. So I need to ensure that I protect my family, if that makes sense. Here's my quote of the day as we wrap the last show before Christmas. And I love this quote. Virtually nothing is impossible in this world if you just put your mind to it and maintain a positive attitude. Let me say that a different way. Henry Ford once said, if you think you can or you think you can't, whatever you think, you are dead right. So check your thoughts. When you're building your stack and you're thinking, I'll never ever get to 1 Bitcoin, guess what? You're not going to get there. Start telling yourself, I'm going to get there, because I've learned over the last 27 years in my business that the universe has got a way of sending you what you think about most, your dominant thoughts. So if your dominant thought is, I'll never get to 1 Bitcoin, that's what the universe is going to send you, people. If you start saying, I'm going to get to 1 Bitcoin, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but it's going to happen. The universe has got a way of bringing you what your most dominant thought is. If you don't believe me, check out Jim Carrey from the Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber movies. Even before he'd broken into acting, he wrote himself a $10 million check and showed it to everyone. They thought he was nuts. And he said, I am going to have this. And he's probably got multiples of that to his name now. So there is an element of, if you think you can or you think you can't, whatever you're thinking, you are dead right. So if you're thinking, I can't get to 1 Bitcoin, change the jelly in the donut, people. Change your mindset. Otherwise, you definitely won't get to 1 whole Bitcoin. Okay, if you want to support me, and you don't have to, I've added another Sats address. I've got many of them. So if you want to drop some Sats, use one of those. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee with crappy fiat, you can use the QR code at the bottom and buy me a, in quotes, cup of coffee. For those that have bought in the past, I am so appreciative of every single donation you've made. I really, really am. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But that is your UKBitcoinMaster Bullish Bitcoin Channel live show for the 21st of December 23, the last one before Christmas. There will not be one on Monday. As much as I love talking Bitcoin, love helping people keep bullish and stay bullish, I ain't doing a show on Christmas Day. So there will be a show a week from now on the 28th. Again, there won't be one on New Year's Day. Or is it New Year's Day? Because it's New Year's Day. Even I want to spend some time with my family, but then there'll be one the following Thursday. So from me to you guys, thank you for your support. It is appreciated, every single one of you. Please, the one thing you can do is to smash the like if you haven't already. There are way more viewers currently than there are likes, according to my monitor there. So many of you haven't hit that like button. Can I ask you to do that? please? It's Christmas. Can I ask you to retweet this if you're on Twitter, or repost it if you're on Nostr? Please, it's gone out on Nostr as well on Primal. Please go back into the show notes afterwards and refresh your browser and leave a comment, because that spanks the YouTube algorithm. I know British Hodder won't mind me using his phrase. I think it's awesome. We need to spank the algo, people. So by you going and leaving a comment, we will spank the algo. But for now, that is it. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. I want to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas from my lovely wife and I. Have a great Christmas with your families. I would encourage you all, recharge your batteries. Take a bit of time out from social media and just enjoy your family, because all the tea in China, all the money in the world is no good to you if you neglect your family, if you don't look after your health. Be healthy, stay healthy, have a great Christmas, and I will be back with you all live on Thursday the 28th. From me to you guys, tons of love and stuff. Thank you for your support. I'll catch you all next Thursday. Here come my social media links.